Are you ready for the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs to begin? Well, that's what's happening right here, right now, as we welcome you back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's time for qualifying in the Cup Series. Yes, top 16 were determined last weekend in Darlington. We're ready to go here in Atlanta. Here's a specialist in qualifying on these kind of tracks. Michael McDowell in the Blaster 34 for Front Row Motorsports. Is it going to be another front row appearance here today in Atlanta?
The question I have for you, Steve, is do you want to sit on the pole here? And when I ask that, clearly everybody wants to go as fast as they can go, right? But with the summer, look how fast that is. With the summer heat that Kyle Busch just talked about, and potentially the track getting more slick, can you go too fast and get your car in a situation where it doesn't drive well, and then you can't do the things you need to do tomorrow? We don't know the answer, I don't think, but that would be my concern if I was driving that 34. Is this thing too fast?
Here's Todd Gilliland, his teammate.
And the tracker is just running away down in the green.
Todd led laps here earlier in the year in just the second race on the season, so that'll be positive memories as he comes to the line. To Steve's point, almost half a second to the better. And look at that, front row Fords 1 and 2.
Dent Wizard. They should set up somewhere on pit road. There's a few cars tomorrow in the middle of the race that are going to need a little help with the Dent Wizard.
I think Dent would be I don't know if the Dent Wizard could fix what's going to happen here tomorrow.
Get
Look
ready
at this lap.
As we get ready for Ryan Blaney. Look at that, 3/10 to the good.
Well, look at boom. P1.
There's some phenomenal speed. That's how you do it if you're in the playoffs.
Good job, P1.
Watch the speed. That's what makes this track so amazing. 178 at the end of the straightaway. It's only going to slow down to 174 in the middle of the corner. 173 right there at the tightest part of the corner.
And Kyle Larson slots himself into the 4th position. That pushes one of his teammates, Alex Bowman, out. And here's how it shook out the playoff drivers in yellow.
Yeah, Ryan Blaney. You know, Michael McDowell's been the guy you got to beat for the pole. Ryan Blaney and Penske brought some speed. Joey Logano in 3rd.
In this top 10 showdown, next up it's Josh Berry. And he's looking good so far. He's in the green.
Austin Dillon went a little bit quicker than he did in round 1. Josh Berry, same thing, a little bit quicker.
And it's going to be quick enough to go to the top. Stevie off to a good start in the green.
Very good. You can see the raw speed of the 38, brings the speed to the line, gives a little back though here in 1 and 2. And now here, this is where those temperatures of the engine so important. It's a second run. How much air do they have moving through the engine versus the 4?
It's close.
It looks good at this end of the racetrack. I don't believe there's enough straightaway to give it back. It's actually trending a bigger advantage.
Gilliland's going to leapfrog his way to the top. He sure does.
This front row team, we talk a lot about the 3 in a row out of McDowell, but whatever they have works across both cars.
0.06 of a second off at the moment. It's kind of stabilized. It's going to stay there. It's going away just a little bit. And Gilliland stays on top. Logano 5th.
I think this is the one. Well, they probably both have poor Gilliland nervous, but his own teammate beat him at Daytona.
I know.
He's shaking his head already. He knows what's coming.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time with Todd. Really good young man. I've known him for a long time. He and Harrison spent a lot of time racing together, and it's fun, you know, experiencing it with them, right?
Yeah.
Experiencing the opportunity to sit on the pole, getting beaten by a teammate, having those conversations, watching young drivers go through these experiences, kind of lets you relive it again.
And he's saying, come on, Michael, you're not going to be my teammate next year. Let me have this pole position. As McDowell, who won the pole here last time out, he's won the last 3 poles on drafting style tracks. He's a specialist, the Daytona 500 winner, and he's in the green.
Another hand kind of blocking that opening, but to your point, Jeff, quickly back on the wheel for turns 3 and 4. And look at it track in the middle of the corner. That's either rear travel just in the corner or the car rolling the corner so well, but a huge lap.
It's a repeat so far of Daytona. McDowell, Gilliland on the front row for Front Row Motorsports.
Going to be close. Definitely on the front row again. Great work, everybody.
Todd Gilliland says he's done it to me again. The 12 is not making time, it's losing time. Just fractions of a second, but it's not going to be. And it's going to be another pole position for Front Row Motorsports. That even 31-second lap by Ryan Blaney. Michael McDowell has done it again. 5th career pole for the Front Row Motorsports Ford driver.
Oh my God, it's so close.
So close. Not a sweep of the front row for the teammates, but Michael McDowell will start from the pole again. Who would have thought for this guy who started out his racing career in open wheelers that he would turn out to be a drafting track specialist and a Daytona 500 winner? Let's hear from him. Here's Kim.
And with this pole win, he ties Kyle Larson for the most on the season at 5 poles earned. How good did that lap feel?
It's just great. I'm just so proud of everybody at Front Row. We knew we'd have a shot based on Daytona. We sat on the pole here earlier, but to get this blaster, a Ford Mustang, it's 5th pole of the year. We still got Talladega ahead too, so we're trying to win the most poles. Watkins Glen's coming up, so just keep fighting hard, but really proud of the effort.
Outright speed you have, we know that, but handling matters here at Atlanta. Tomorrow, things will be way different in the draft. Conditions a little bit different as well. What do you have for tomorrow?
You know, that's one thing I think we've done well is even here in the spring, we led a lot of laps. Our car drove really well, and we were up front all day. And at Daytona, we had a lot of speed and obviously crashed there at the end. So it hasn't been a compromise. You know, our qualifying effort hasn't hurt our race effort. We just got a lot of speed in these Ford Mustangs, so it's been pretty wild.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For the 5th time this year, Michael McDowell will lead the field to green.
And while we're talking about important numbers, McDowell becomes the first driver since Bill Elliott back in the mid-1980s to win 4 consecutive poles at drafting tracks. That's pretty cool.
And if you're going to do it in Atlanta, right, you think about the Elliots and Georgia, such a connection. You see how the playoff drivers kind of sprinkle through the front 6 rows. They don't dominate the front as we see at other tracks. Chase Elliott back there in row 8.
Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, both those guys coming here not in the playoffs. Keselowski gives R.
And you're looking for those little yellow tags that designate the playoff drivers. Christopher Bell, Daniel Suarez back there on row 15. And this is only the 2nd time that Denny will start last.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.